I think drawing from reference is the best thing you can do to learn to draw properly. I'm not a master or anything, but I will try to share what I know. What we need to do is just to draw what you see. You only need to have basic knowledge of anatomy, just to know if this image is actually a human being. You need to see the big shape and ignore the small parts. Just continue drawing what you see and it will be done in no time. Then I realized that I can draw this only because I already done a lot of exercise. And most beginners most likely can't draw this simple piece. So I guess simply showing this won't work. If you're having problem with drawing this, then stop making original piece and just draw from reference till you can. When you draw from reference, try to break down this big simple shape. It's all just some straight lines connecting. Also take note on the angle of the head, shoulder, and waist. That's all the shape you need to know to draw this. Even this one is not enough for me to draw. I need to break it down properly. So I start with the skeleton first. It's not a detailed skeleton. What you need is just a circle for rib cage and another circle for the waist. And connect both circles. And the limbs are just straight lines. Take note on the angle of the shoulder and waist. Put your reference side by side to make it easier. And also make sure you got the negative space right. I believe people call this gesture drawing. Every artist needs to do gesture drawing exercise, even for the pro one. It can be done in just a minute. Just keep it simple. For gesture drawing, you can keep it super loose. But we want to actually draw this, not just a gesture drawing. Some artists can do this with a bunch of boxes, Minecrafty, but it's just harder since you need to understand perspective too. But I believe this one can be really useful if you play around with super dynamic poses. Then after you done this, try to place it on top of the reference. Try to see if it's already matching and fix your mistakes later. You also can trace the reference and compare it. Trace it with the same method. Start with the base. With this, you will know if you make any mistake. Try to remember which part you need to improve and redraw this again. In here, I only need to make the body a bit longer. Got pretty lucky. And don't expect to be able to draw this in just one time. Sometimes, you need to draw multiple times, like for this harder pose. It's actually getting worse each time. Cloud wrinkles is probably the hardest part to draw. I try to simplify this so it's just having a big triangle part. This depends on the purpose of your drawing. If you want to improve your clothing skill, then probably you need to draw everything. For me, I just try to get the shape right so I can ignore most of them. Usually I just keep the messy sketch and continue to the next step, but I guess this depends on the mood, so I try to make it cleaner. When you have reference like this, try to compare its part to other part. Like the waist is at the same level as the eye, the shoulder is on the middle part of the leg, and the hand ended on the chin, the other hand located in the same level as the face. This will make sure you got the proper size, proper location when you copy a reference. Then, instead of drawing exact same reference, it's better to turn this into a fan art. With this, you can post it on your social media and get more audience from its fandom. Simply change the hair and you can call it as fan art. And it's another comedy. The sketch is done. Since this is a study from reference, you don't need to spend so much time making it clean. And never turn it as a line art unless you want to study line art too. Because line art is just taking so much time and make your actual reference study not efficient. Keep in mind you can use all the digital tools you have. So you can just use Liquify to fix the shape if you want to make exact same as reference. Liquify will help you to get a better shape without redoing the drawing. You don't need to make it exact same. One drawing usually took only 10 minutes. That's gonna be your target for this kind of study. You only need to draw what you see. Making original piece is much harder. If you spend so much time for this, then you will having hard time making original piece. I believe artists call this circle body shape as bean shape. It's basically just ribcage and waist. I think drawing simple anatomy, circle shape, stickman thing like this is just the best method. So you are not used to just draw what you see, but also to build one. If you only draw what you see, you will hard time making original piece. So try to get used with building with the base, even when you have this direct reference. With this reference, you can easily check whether you already draw properly or not. Then the rest are built from the stick. The stick works as the skeleton. Always remember to match the negative space. Just make sure you got the same silhouette. Negative space is all outside area. It's equally important as the shapes. And redo it if you feel it's still not right. The more you draw, the better you will get. And the target here is to get proper practice, not making a good artwork since you just copying it. If you want to make a good artwork, you can just always stick with your comfort zone. Like a lot of artists who always draw front face only. This is the third redo for this reference. Now I draw this much easier because I already know what to do. Drawing is all about grinding. Having a good anatomy skill will help you a lot drawing. That's why it's a fundamental. Like to draw that arms. If you know anatomy, you can easily draw this. But you still can draw it without anatomy by remember to check the negative space. Always learn the fundamental. There is no way to skip this. What you can do is to learn fundamental at same time as drawing. Like drawing from reference. Even better if you break it down more. Like building all the skeleton and anatomy and the perspective. For now, just stick to the easiest. Just to get the shape right. And that's all I can say about sketching from reference. Just draw what you see, but don't copy it blindly. The idea here is not to make a good drawing from this one reference, but to learn to actually draw while having the correct examples. Next, we will start coloring it. One most important thing is never copy the color directly, so don't use eyedropper or color pick. You need to able to choose color yourself. You still can use eyedropper to study the colors. Like here, I hover the eyedropper to every part of the skin. Try to remember the position of the color wheel. Most of the skin stays on a quarter from the top, around middle area. The leg is like 1/8 from the top, and the shadow on the neck is around middle part. I use this triangle color wheel because it's much easier. Everything already on proper position. The lower you get is having lower value. Not like regular color wheel where it always moves diagonally and has no clear pattern like this triangle color wheel. Then I try to remember position and pick the color myself. It's a bit different but it's fine. You're gonna need to match it to your own style. Unless you want to learn to make same exact coloring like this. If I color pick directly, you can see it's actually darker than what I chose. It look way too dark on my sketch, even though it's actually exact same color. This is one of the color theory thing, where the color is relative to its surrounding. That's why you need to learn to build the color yourself, and not just color pick the reference, trying to make it same on the process, not from the start. And we do the same thing for other part too. Start with studying the color from reference. You see the saturation never go beyond 50% on the triangle color wheel. The cloth is around 25% from top and never go pure white. The skirt is on shadow part and it's below 25%. To choose lighter color, I color pick the base skin and turn the hue toward yellow a bit and simply going up on the color wheel. For regular color wheel user, remember to go diagonally. Try to use hard brush when doing study like this. Don't bother making things smooth or blended. Study the light source too. The light is coming from behind, but there is secondary light from the other side too. This is actually the light bounce back from the wall or the floor. I like to call this study finished. You can always go even more if you have time. Try to set time limit for one study. I find that quantity is better than quality when doing study from reference. I think this one is less than 30 minutes. Then continue study the next piece. This one is fully on the light side, unlike before, so the color is all over 50% light on the color wheel, except for the actual dark color. Then do the same thing. Don't color pick directly and choose your own colors. Choose lighter color by turning hue to yellow and going up or diagonally on the color wheel. Sometimes I recheck the color on the reference too, just to make sure it's already correct. And not much shadow since the shadow is covered with the bounce light from below. If we check the light on her shirt, the hue is turned into green from blue. Changing hue gives lighter effect too, not just simply going white. It's actually better if you start with background first. Since color is relative, it will change how you see the color with the background. But again, this depends on your study. I just stick with normal character drawing on a blank space. Also because I still can't draw the background properly. For this third piece, it's also covered in shadow, but still an outdoor scene. So it doesn't have proper shadow, because outdoor is filled with light bounce from everywhere. Instead, the skin color turned a bit paler because it's blended with the light bounce from the blue sky. You need to learn analyzing the light from image. Paler skin tone is just out of my comfort zone, so I kinda having hard time to make it actually paler. So I just give my regular skin tones. As I said, you don't need to make exact same copy. This is art. You have freedom to do anything. But it's still better if you can draw this properly. Don't be like me ignoring that hand. And I guess this one is already enough. No details, but the color is already placed. Detailing is just extra works. I don't think we can learn anything from making details. It's just a pure paint. I guess that's all I can explain for learning to draw properly using reference. Having study like this is like learning all the fundamental at once. You actually have learned gesture, anatomy, color, lighting, perspective when you copy this reference properly. And also train your hand and eyes to know shapes, get color and proper light. Trying to learn fundamental one by one is just super boring and repetitive. Imagine stuck doing boxes and stickman all day. That's why you need to learn fundamental at the same time as making one drawing. But still, having proper time to learn them won't hurt. I find that learning fundamental is not boring after I know how to draw. The time when you finally realize you need to improve your fundamental. So if you feel like not doing fundamental this time, it's fine. You will realize it sooner or later. For normal study, I usually just call this done, but I need to put it into thumbnail, so I try to improve this. In the end, I only spend 4 hours in total, so 1 hour each. Probably I can do more, but my life sucks and I don't have much time. So enjoy the rest of the speed paint. Also, my offer from previous video is still valid. You can request me to draw anything you want, just leave it in the comment.